Rule number 6, always have a patient-centered approach. Let's put this into a question. This is pretty straightforward, isn't it? The ST on your ward, Dr. Kitson, is a good friend of yours. She has just sent you a text saying she's running 30 minutes late for work and asks you to cover for her. One of the patients on the ward, Mr. Bradley, informs you that Dr. Kitson was supposed to be discharging him first thing that morning and it is now 9 a.m. He explains that it is urgent. He gets to work by 10 a.m. and it's a 45-minute journey to get there. Rank in order of appropriateness of the following actions in response to this situation. All right, pause and rank your answers. Right, so the answer is D, C, B, E, A. Now, when I first read this question, without having a rule in place, I was thinking, patients should be waiting for their turn. The doctor will come in. They can do something about it. It's a hospital. It is where people, wait long times. So it shouldn't be a problem that they're waiting 30 minutes more. But actually, you need to be doing something about it because patients' time is also valuable. And if you can see, according to the answers that I've given, rule number 2 will also apply here, which was you solve the problem, but you have to know your rights, your competency level, your responsibilities, your priorities, and your place as a junior doctor. So let's read why the option D was the first one. You find another senior colleague in your team to review and discharge Mr. Bradley. So here you are trying to solve the problem. However, you know your limitations, as well as you're trying to keep a patient-centered approach. So you're trying to help the patient by giving importance to his time, as well as knowing your limits. Because when it comes to discharging a patient, a senior must be supervising this discharge to know if this patient at this current moment is medically fit to leave. They perhaps have made a decision beforehand that this person needs to be discharged tomorrow, but we need to see on that specific time when the patient is being discharged that the patient is medically fit to be discharged, and this decision cannot be made by a junior doctor. And so the worst possible answer by giving this explanation is A, by signing Mr. Bradley's discharge paper yourself. So now let's look at the next best answer after D, where a senior colleague was supervising discharge in person. The next best answer is where Dr. Kitson gives a verbal approval to the discharge, where she can communicate verbally over the phone perhaps and guide you, because she knows her patient. She can guide you to see if this patient is approved for discharge. And in this way, you're also solving the problem as well as having a senior on board. However, it's less preferable if the senior is not physically present. So now we have B and E left. With B, you're not solving the problem, but you're honest to the patient that Dr. Kitson is going to be delayed, so he can go and contact his work and let them know the situation. So here you are keeping patient safety at your priority by allowing a doctor to supervise the discharge, but you are not solving the problem. You're not allowing Mr. Bradley to attend his commitments. Now, as rule number 5 suggested, you need to look at every option independently, and that's what we're doing here. If you look at the option B independently, you didn't really solve any problem. All you said to Mr. Bradley that Dr. Kitson is on her way and he can just contact his work and let them know. So you're not solving any problem here. And E is letting Mr. Bradley go without him being assessed by a senior, and that can be potentially risky. So if any other ways of him not getting a supervised discharge, it is the patient's right to get a self-discharge, but this is not as safe. And again, we need to look at this independently. So independently, it is not doing anything for the patients ourselves, but we're just offering him a self-discharge form, and followed by a rationale given by the UKFPO now.